Hey guys, Icy Cat here. Today we're going to be going over the newest information that's been made available in the technical test server and what we can expect for the next round of changes that'll be coming to the game soon. With one-step matchmaking coming out very soon and then a future rollout for the alpha loot pack system, you'll want to stick around as I take a closer look at the details of both of those next. So we'll be going over some of the changes on the technical test server that they're going to be trying out before they implement them. If you can't get into the test server, or if you're on console, whether it's Xbox or PlayStation, and you don't have the ability to get in there because the test server is PC only, then we'll be going over some new information for you guys. When you first load into the technical test server, you'll notice the main screen has a new icon in the menu display here on the left side. And the percentage there is your base chance for being able to get one available. And while you'll always have a small chance for that to work, every time it goes up, of course, your number will increase and it will get higher until eventually you'll get one. When you go into that menu, the screen kind of looks like this. So you can see in the lower left side there, you have the icon with that circle meter that kind of fills up around it that correlates with the percentage chance you have. Every time you win a match, the game gives you what's called a loot roll. The higher your chances on the meter and the percentage there, the more likely you'll be able to get something. Of course, in the background, we can see what one of the alpha packs looks like. The counter there in the middle will tell you how many alpha packs you have available for opening. And then in the bottom right, you'll see a prompt for getting packs. And when you go into this menu, you can see that you can purchase an alpha pack for 5,000 renown. Now, I'm not sure exactly what happened. I've seen some people that had multiple options where they could purchase season packs of 5 or 25 or even a 50 pack for like 200,000 renown. But when I was in it, that wasn't available, so I don't know if something changed in the menus or exactly what happened there. Anyway, let's buy a few of these and just kind of take a look at what we see. So the first thing you'll notice when you first come in here is that you get this like little scissors icon with the dotted line. And then if you're on PC, it will tell you to drag the mouse to the right to open it. When you open the package, you will then get light that will come out of it, and that will go hand in hand with the color rating that matches up with the rarity scale of the given item. Ubisoft tells us that right now this scale is temporary. It may not be what it winds up being on the release of the actual alpha pack system into the full game. Currently, it kind of runs the gamut through like common and uncommon. We also have rare and epic and legendary. That light will correspond to a similarly colored tag, and the text will be displayed for whatever the item is in that same color too. And you can see we can unlock all kinds of things here. When I played it, I was opening up all kinds of loot packs, and I just was going through like charms and weapon skins. Headgears were in there. Those were the only 3 categories that I got, but if you go into the menu system for the operators and take a look at some of the things that you can find there, you'll see that even when you don't have items, you can see where they fall in the rarity structure, and it does look like you'll be able to open up things like uniforms or maybe shield skins. So pretty much any category of item you can buy in the shop. We also see in here some of the latest headgears. I mean, this one was just added to the shop the other day for us to be able to pick up, and this is already looking like you can get it in a random loot drop. One thing that also surprised me was I didn't think that these were going to qualify, but if you go under uniforms, you can see that not only the regular uniforms, but also the special elite combo uniforms have a rarity structure. These are assigned as legendary items, and that makes it sound like they could be available in an alpha pack. Now, something else Ubisoft told us was not only are the rarity scales themselves subject to possible change, but so are the items that could be found within the alpha pack. So just because we're maybe finding certain items here doesn't mean that when the actual alpha packs are released that will be the case. But I do really hope that the elite legendary skins that are shown here as these bundles are something that you could maybe get as an exceptionally rare item drop. They tend to be very expensive if you're buying them with rainbow credits, and having a very small chance to be able to get one of these for free would be really cool. As you go through the items, you will of course come across duplicates. So what happens in that case is you get a renown refund. This is pretty much free renown if you've gotten one of these alpha packs through gameplay, because you got the pack for free. This will be bonus renown. The renown does change based on the rarity of the item. So if you have a very common item, you will get less renown for it as compared to something that's like a legendary item, which will give you a lot of renown back. This is a bit of a small consolation, however. If you've spent like 5,000 renown on purchasing your own alpha pack, and then you get a refund of like 1,300 or 500 or whatever it might be, you know, that still is kind of taking a little bit of the sting off of getting the duplicate item. But essentially you spent 5,000 renown to get a refund of 1,350 renown or something like that, and that just kind of sucks. Again, you're only going to feel that kind of sting when you're purchasing the alpha packs with renown. If you're just getting them for free through gameplay, it won't be so bad because then it will be free renown. So what does it look like when you're actually playing the game and you earn one of these as opposed to pre-buying them? Well, at the end of the match, you'll see this screen pop up. This will come up after the renown graph fills on the screen, and then you'll go to this one next. So on the left, it says the loot roll for your chance to win 1 alpha pack. And then what will happen is it will increase those odds. If you go back out to the main screen, you'll see now that we have an increased percentage. This does not increase by all that much. Now, I have heard that people that have Season Pass may have an additional few percent in there. I saw some people that had some screenshots of that. I do have Season Pass, and for some reason it wasn't showing up to be able to gain access to that. I'm not sure what the deal with that is exactly, but it sounds like if you have a Season Pass, you'll have an increased chance on these. Playing the game some more will increase your chances just a little bit at a time. When you do actually earn one, your screen will now change to this. So now we have this different icon on the menu screen here on the left side, and you'll see that it's giving us that ×1 multiplier for showing that we have 1 alpha pack that we can unlock. So let's go in and take a look and see what that looks like. We unlock our item, and then it kind of resets the scale back down to 0 again. So once you've earned that alpha pack, you start over, and you're just going to be like every match you're increasing just a few percentage points at a time. It's going to take you a long way to get back up again. And at the end of every match, you do have that chance to be able to get it, even if it's a small chance. The more you play, the more the chances will increase that you'll be able to earn one. And overall, this is just a really neat incentive to keep playing because there's all kinds of gear and items in there. If you're a new player, you're definitely going to get a lot of mileage out of this as you unlock new items because you'll have pretty much an open inventory of items to choose from. If you've been playing the game for a very long time and you already have a lot of items, then you'll probably see a lot of duplicates and getting renown refunds and things like that, but you may also pick up some things that you hadn't had before. Then there's another category of players who just really did not want to spend money on things. They didn't want to drop money for rainbow credits, maybe they didn't want to invest in picking up some things through the shop that way. Perhaps they invested their renown into unlocking operators as opposed to things like headgear and uniforms and skins and charms. If any of those kinds of situations apply to you, then this will also be a benefit to you because you'll get the option to finally kind of begin to get caught up on some of these things. And that can make things kind of fun and interesting. It gives you incentive to keep playing. The other part of the system that they were testing is the one-step matchmaking, and we've gone over this before in other previous videos. Instead of building a team of 5 one by one and then finding a second team of 5 one by one, it instead finds all 10 players behind the scenes. You don't even see it happening, and when it's ready to go, it just kicks it out, and it should be a much faster process. Now, when I tried this in the previous technical test server the other week, it was a bit of a slow process. It was probably on par with the existing process. But when I tried it today, it was really fast. It was finding matches quickly, 10, 20, 30 seconds or so at the most. It almost never hit its expected duration timer. It almost always launched before that even came up. In the event that it should run long, though, you do have the option to go into your operator tabs and change out items, put on new weapon skins or various attachments, unlock operators, go into the shop, whatever you want to do while matchmaking is happening. If you're in one of these menus when it happens, you'll get a bar across the top of the screen that lets you know matchmaking is launching, and you'll suddenly find yourself in game. It seems like they've really refined the system and gotten it to go a lot faster than the last couple of technical tests that involved one-step matchmaking. One of the other big things they're working on in this is the hitboxes that have been changed for all the operators. So essentially what this means is that you won't have operators with bulky equipment getting hit more easily. And that was a problem that, for instance, would apply to Blitz. He had that big headgear with those earmuffs that kind of stuck out the side, and he would get headshot behind his shield because those little bits of the helmet would stick out. Well, now what they're doing is they're basically making it so that the skeleton of each character is kind of more or less the same. And I think it's maybe by class. There's maybe the light armor skeleton, the medium armor, and then the heavy armor, which might be a little bit bulkier. But otherwise, they're kind of keeping it somewhat the same. So if you do have those bits of equipment, maybe a bulky backpack or a big helmet, something like that, it's not going to necessarily count as part of the hitbox. And in one aspect, that's a really cool thing because, again, I kind of point back to that reference of Blitz. He would get headshot behind his shield all the time. So that's a good thing for him. But on the other hand, it can be a really frustrating thing because you can see that your shots are hitting a character, but they may not count because they could be outside of the actual skeleton hitbox. In some ways, it keeps things more fair, and in other ways, it can make things feel a little bit more frustrating when you think you got a shot that it didn't register as. But you have to remember that they're going after this design intentionally to avoid problems like the one with Blitz. They say it also opens up further design options for them so that they can make characters that maybe have some more bulky equipment without worrying about the hitbox becoming a problem like it would have previously. The way it sounds, I think there's going to be times where we're going to really appreciate that, and there's going to be times where we're really going to hate that because we swear that we shot the guy and it didn't register. Speaking of registration errors, they are also working on that too, as well as improvements to their servers overall and their increased tick rate, and some other things like spawn killing problems where they've maybe adjusted the placement of some items to kind of block some angles. Again, this doesn't affect spawn peeking, this only affects spawn killing so that they shouldn't be able to hit you as you spawn. Once you move out of the spawn, it's still fair game. So these are all the things that they've been working on during this phase of the technical test server. Not all of this is going to be coming within the same group though. The first of these to roll out will be patch 2.2.1, and that's expected to come the week of June 6th to PC and about a week or so later to consoles. That is only going to have the one-step matchmaking. The alpha loot packs will be part of update 2.2.2, which is expected to follow a month or so later. Some of the other things that they've been working on will be rolled out between the two updates as well. So what do you guys think of the new Alpha Pack loot system? Does this look like something that you'd find interesting and keep you coming back for more? Now that one-step matchmaking is just about to come out and it's looking really fast, how do you feel about that? Let me know down in the comments below or share with me over at IcyCat25 on either Facebook or Twitter. As always, if you want to keep up to date with all the latest news, tips, tricks, reviews, information, and more for Rainbow Six Siege, then please do like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.